Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our Indy. This is Captain April, and these are the days of our Indy. Okay, I figured, screw it. I delayed this thing long enough, and conversation I thought was going to take longer didn't. So, okay. Since Indy felt the need to do a rant video last night, although I was surprised. How many edits can you cram into a 20-minute video? Like on a note, it makes you look a little more unhinged when you do that. It's like train, but on the other hand, yes, Indy, you do need to post more on your YouTube channel, or they're going to demonetize it again. Okay, you need to keep that up. You need to get that income stream coming back again. But she's clearly struggling here. But the fact that it's still it's right. She got misgendered at the pride thing, even though she got the he, him, and the because you are a woman, Indy. It's an undeniable fact of life. You are a beautiful woman. You're never going to pass for a guy. The closest you're going to get is you'll pass for a 15-year-old boy. Still a very cute one, okay? But you could chop off every body part that offends you, pump as much testosterone in you, you'll always be a girl, okay? So it's best, before you sign up to be a permanent medical experiment, you better get used to just being a female and get back to you. You were seen to be doing fine up until about a year ago. When you turn 27, it seems like, okay, and then you start doing older part. We no longer, the horny stepsister, you can start being the horny stepmother. Isn't it great? You're pretty well balanced. Then suddenly something flipped. I personally, I think besides all the stuff you've already been diagnosed, I think a big chunk is the fact that you're within spitting distance of turning 30. That does strange things to people. Even people who haven't been diagnosed with a bunch of stuff. You start looking at 30, that's the end. That's it. You're now fully an adult. There's no more excuses now. You're no longer in your 20s where you can get excuses. Now you're in the 30s. It's time to suck it up and be an adult. There's no going back on that. At least that's what the society says. I said, fuck that. But, I think that is probably the catalyst that kicked off everything else. I mean, they had all that stuff already there, the BPD, the CPSD, the PTSD, OCD, everything else. And then it's just like, bink. Instead of being, nice and fine with getting older finally, now it's like, but we're going to do a restart. We're going to roll everything back to 14 or so. Only this time, we're not going to get groomed by that asshole. We're not going to get raped by him. And we're not going to, and doesn't work that way, okay? The part of the brain that's causing all these shots is not a rational part of the brain. It's a lizard brain trying to do a do-over. Declare a mulligan. No, doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. And as a result, you're playing fast and loose. You're doing childish, stupid shit. Like, again, it was very clear to me and everybody else. The $5,000 girl video. What do we get? Not a girl video. And this is just when $5,000 has been raised up, even if nobody did individually. A lot of people did, I did 100 or so. Lexer put it on $200. A lot of people throwing in a few $100 here and there. And I'm pretty sure none of your customs back in the day cost $5,000. So again, you got paid $5,000 basically for a custom, and it better be the best goddamn girl video you ever did. To be cute. Well, I never bullshit did not come around. It said right there on the website, Girl Video Fund. And then setting it up, you said, if you want me to do a really girl video, it's going to cost you $5,000. Well, we got $5,000, and you didn't deliver. And people are pissed off. And your website has been knocked down. And it's not just me. I know I'm not, other people try to get, and, and you said yourself, they're having problems with it. Yeah, because you got targeted. And they're doxing left and right. They're being a little cute. They learned a little bit from Mumsy. It's like post it for a little bit and then yank it down before you can be reported. And they're not just going to sit with doxing you. They're going to start doxing your family. They're going to start doxing friends. I already warned Katie on this, but she hasn't bothered to check her DMs yet. But yeah, this is getting serious. I've warned, and I said when I first got wind of this that this is what's going to happen. I sent a note to your lawyer saying, "Hey, this is getting ugly. She needs to follow through on this, or it's going to get very, very bad." Yeah. And again, apparently, apparently, they've got they bought the information from Gene. He's been, again, reportedly, he's been selling your information behind your back and your content behind your back for years. Stuff that you can't, I'll sell your address and a phone number, your family, and now it's been weaponized. You've driven away all of the rational actors. All you got left are the perverts in your inner circle and the ones who are still hanging on to dear life. Saying, "Oh, please," and let's say right now it's like, and I managed to come across a thing. One site that tracks the traffic on other websites. And again, in order to get the full thing, I do a trial membership for a week. And after that, it charges like a couple $100. I'm not taking that chance. But what I saw for free, the website had about 2 million hits in December. That dropped about 1.5 million in February. By May, it went off a cliff and was down to less than 480,000. They hadn't enough figures yet for June, but it's like, as far as July so far, it's like nothing because the website's down. Nobody's getting in there. You have pissed off some very seriously angry fanboys here because you basically, they're looking at you to fraud them out of a lot of money and haven't delivered on the promised content. And that's the case that they don't give a flying fuck about your dysphoria. They paid for a girl video. They want a girl video. Now, my personal sympathies only go so far on this one. And again, it's like you got me blocked up, so I can't even report when one pops up because I can't get to it. They're putting it on your feeds and they're deleting them. Got it long enough for people to see it. And all it's going to take is one weirdo that decided to pay you a visit. And again, I'm just waiting for the moment when somebody says, "Hey, I think Bob might be right." They'll probably hear the detonation from here. That boom will go right over the Rockies, right down to here. I mean, this is all leading, again, if that website is, down much longer, you're not getting the income from that. You're not, and then families being weird. A lot of these roads are leading to you moving back home to mom and dad. And again, I don't need to explain to you how much fun that's going to be, because again, I'm quite sure they're not going to be any more amenable to you doing, porn in your bedroom now than they were when you're 18. So it's something again, you move back home. It doesn't matter how old you are when you do. You move back in, you're automatically, back to 17. There's your do-over. A little further than you planned. Yeah, right now it's like the website is effectively dead right now. The only way I can access any of it going to the Wayback Machine on the Internet Archive. Going directly to it, nope, not showing up. In fact, let's see if anybody's pulled off a minor technical miracle and got it back online yet. Nope, still down. I think someone attacked your server. It's like, nope, it is. Nope, that is offline. Site cannot be reached. IP address cannot be found. And again, I played around with the VPN, changing locations. Nope. And other people said, nope, can't get on it. And so her back, the whole thing is like, oh, when I get the surgery, I'm not going to access her video because I'm trying to work off the last copyright strike thing she did, but I can talk all about it all I want. But when I get more testosterone in my system, I'm assuming you're still just doing the gel at this point. That's just boosting them back to a normal level of testosterone, which is good. You need to have some of it in your system. We all have, certain proper levels, male or female. Females have a certain level. When you weren't doing it, you were really listless. At least now you got some energy. But again, I'm sure others have also thrown stuff at you, pointing out what happens when you pump high levels of testosterone into an otherwise healthy female body. The results are not good. There is nothing about that. In fact, most of the stuff you said you specifically do not want, and they'll be the first ones off the blocks. Yep, you don't want the body hair. You don't want a beard. But that's going to be the first thing to happen is you'll start growing more body hair. You'll grow a beard. You'll start going bald because testosterone attacks the hair follicles on the head. And you got, baby fine hair as it is. You're going to be bald as a cue ball and turn into a chia pet before you get any muscular, advantages. That's kind of the last on the list. You start building muscle. In the meanwhile, you're going to be turning into Bob Hoskins. Okay. Your voice will be destroyed. It will just be lowered. It will be destroyed. You got a low voice as it is. Why the hell would you want to lower it further? You're so proud of your singing voice. Well, that's going to be gone. Because the reason how it does it doesn't just stretch. It starts forcing the larynx to expand and basically crushes structures in there, the vocal flaps in there, the vocal cords. And because of that, you'll no longer have the control to carry a tune. It'll hurt to talk. It'll hurt to swallow. Like, what the hell? Again, one of the things that draws people to you in the first place is the fact you are intelligent and you're funny and you're inside. This is the most dumb thing you could possibly do. Is you're going down this path and I didn't. No, you don't. Do not do this. I mean, right now, anyhow, some people say, well, she can't be serious. It's got to be some kind of grift. Again, I do think you're serious to a point. Okay, I think plus also the idiots in a circle are throwing money at you to keep it up. So. But damn well there is no good outcome of you going on testosterone. So in that respect, don't even bother talking up a good game on the thing because it's stupid. You know damn well what it's going to lead to. You're going to end up with a permanent medical experiment. Do I need to start sending you pictures of what happens to the clitoris after testosterone? Literally sticks out about the size of your thumb sticking out of the hood. It will never go back down. And considering how much more sensitive the clitoris is than the penis, it will always hurt. It will be rubbing itself. It will not be pleasant. Between that and the vaginal atrophy, drying out, thinning the walls, while at the same time driving up your libido, that's the double cruelty. You make you horny as hell, but it makes it really painful to fuck it all. I'll tell you, Prisha, when she got pregnant, we were all over the moon for that one because she was afraid she was never going to have another period again after getting off testosterone. This is why I didn't send you a link, Rosetta, okay? Let me deal with this. This is my thing. Let me do it. Okay. But yeah, that's the situation we stand at right now. She's basically set us up, and she's being targeted by her audience. Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I kind of did a bit of a half-ass invite to this buddy Sinead, detransitioner. Figuring, hey, the chance to bitch about my problem for a while, distract you from yours. Meanwhile, she's seen it and likes the comment, but unless she actually pops in, I'm not going to hold my breath on it. Do you want to come in and throw your 2 cents worth in directly, or just want to stay in the chat? I'm not necessarily going to run this too long here. It doesn't need to. Like I said, I think a big part of it is, besides all the underlying mental issues, I think a big part, because you heard of the 27 Club. All these rock stars die at the age of 27 from various misadventures. That you're getting drunk or drug overdoses usually. It's like because they're within, they see 30 coming up and they figure that's the end of the party. Playtime is over. Now they got actually adult and they can't handle it, and they do something stupid and get themselves killed. And Indy is at this. She turns 29 in September. Now again, I'm kind of some of the assurances that she hasn't done anything medical by now. Okay, well, that means you're nice and happy. Okay. Might not do much for your conversational skills right now, but yeah, the thing I've heard is if she hadn't done anything medical by now, odds are she's probably not going to. That's the one thing I am kind of holding on to. That she's talking a big game, but when the rubber hits the road, like when she actually showed up at the clinic to start the shots and started freaking. And what I said, good, because all right, so do I send a link to you? I mean, your insight can happen. You've got enough of the same issues she had, So let me go ahead, get in here. Let's make it a party. And again, it'll be fun if Sinead shows up. And all right, well, maybe not. Okay. But yeah, I think that's only I figure of why suddenly after she seemed to be doing fine, she was adjusting to things. What? No, she's in bed. Well, yeah. She's in bed. Stop distracting me. We are live. God. Anyway. But that's where I think we stand right now. Whether or not this is going to result in, because she's feeling in a rant, so getting very stressed out and everything else. Well, yeah, no shit, because clearly it's not working. She's going to Pride event and still being identified as a female, despite the he/him button and all that shit. Frankly, the wife interrupting is worse because it throws out the broadcast.
Yeah, because I need something.
You always need something. Let me wrap this up, okay? God. Well, I never brought her in the studio with KG and you. All right. Trying to find a train of thought here. Okay. So yeah, we're going to get in about a year because she seemed to be fine with getting older. Yeah. If that happens, it'll be true love. I'll tell you right now, because he's not going to touch my flabby ass with a 10-foot pole otherwise. But I mean, she went from getting 27. Okay, you start transition to doing older cosplay stuff. The horny stepmother instead of the stepsister type of thing, and the babysitter. Start aging up a bit, but then suddenly it's like, bike. This trans thing hits, and I'm a trans. And he slipped. If he wish I was born a boy. No, you wish you were. Yeah, you're not. You know you damn well you're not. Okay. So you got a body most women would kill for, and she's wanting to chop things off of it. But also, it's also the sign that no, she does not suffer from true gender dysphoria. She'd have been sprinting to the surgeon if that was the case. The fact that she doesn't, I did only it's only the tops are just keep bitching on about. The other one who bottom surgery because she likes double penetration too much. And she originally didn't, I was talking about not going on hormone because she didn't want all the side effects. It's just she didn't like her tits. Yeah. And I can understand that. Most women don't like their tits at one point or another. Rosetta can say it around. You taped them down on the stuff. The difference is, yeah. There we go. We'll put in the chat, Difference is most girls get over it by the time they're like 18, 19, and everything's finally settled into where it's going to be. And again, amateur psychoanalysis. Indy has been on arrested development since the age of 18. Once she at college and doing that, she's been token up on a daily basis for the past 10 fucking years, along with other, drugs here. So, yeah. No, she's 27. She's 20. She's like, mentally, she's still a kid. Okay. She's still living the life of the cheerleader making the porn film down the hall from her parents. She's still playing video games and doing video and cosplay stuff, and she's still living the life of a. Hey, Aaron. She's still living the life of a slutty teenager. And again, I think that's also the thing. Again, you start looking at you're about to turn 30. That's a shock to the system. Normal people go weird when 30 rolls around. Imagine if you're not that unstable relationship in the stable foundation in the first place. So, all right, no problem. I'll probably just when I get off, I'll just I don't know. We'll figure it out. But again, I'm just clinging to the thing. It's like if she hadn't done anything by now, she's not going to. So it's just waiting until this runs out. Eventually, it's going to run out. It's not going to be fun anymore. It's not going to be clear. You're not going to be a boy no matter what. And it's time to deal with reality. Get back to the real, because she went from like just 5 years ago to I don't blame my gender for any of this. I don't blame being to I'm a guy. And a lot of it, they're hanging because he has these issues beforehand, so it's not that much of a shock. But she's also you can chart just going on the different she changes her hair. She's already talking about dyeing. She just dyed it blonde like last week. She's talking about dyeing it again. I think that that's one of the hallmark of borderline personality is constantly changing appearance, and now she's doing it even faster because she had the half brown, half blonde hair for quite a while there, almost a year or so. Now she's like every couple of weeks she's changing to something else. So I think things are starting to fly off the wheels here. Okay. And again, so far I'm part of the hopefully recovery team when things finally blow apart and she finally has to reach out for somebody to help and somebody to say, because her current little inner circle are going to be worthless. Yeah, but you don't do it that much here, okay? Yeah. Oh Jesus! Hold on. Of course. Hello.
So I talked to Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
According to them and their system, it's still showing it's out for delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't even.
Everything you want to. Hold on.
I need taping, damn it.
Hold on. Rossetti, want to come in off camera and just talk to the troops for a minute?
Anyway, so no, the only reason I called was because I suddenly get a pop-up. Oh, your package is this many stops away.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not showing me how many stops or anything.
Uh-huh. Hold on.
So I called them. Oh yeah, it's still up.
Back in a minute.
It'll be here by today.
Yeah, I'm on doing a live stream right now.
Anyway, so I told her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How do you even know there's going to be drivers working tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
We understand your frustration. I'm like, they could just
There we go. Oops. Hold on, what? There we go.
This is why Save a Ho is pathetic.
There you go.
Last night it started freaking kicking.
Let me deal with this here.
I just have to point out how not functional he is because I'm loopy on meds. But I'm here not because I give a crap about the topic of this stream, mind you, but with torturing and teasing friends, that's more fun. So I'm trying to get myself ready for tomorrow, which is the 4th of July is not a good day to me.
I'm surrounded by people who don't understand. I'm in the middle of a live stream. No, I'm not ready to take a conversation about Amazon. You got your toilet paper. Leave me alone.
Bob,
Anyway, mm-hmm.
Your life's a clusterfuck.
I noticed that. Yeah.
That's your punishment for what you're streaming about.
Mm-hmm. That I persist on. Yeah. I keep my focus on the mission. My life is
You need
irrelevant.
therapy.
Possibly. Yeah. Doesn't change the fact that so does Indy. She needs different therapists because her therapists are idiots. Yeah. They're actually encouraging this stupidity. Yeah.
I watched a funny video about demonic gingers from a redhead earlier that I'm going to have to play for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I am with my twisted humor.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, I'm starting to repeat myself on this one, but it's, So those of us still hanging on there, waiting for something to happen, watch the space, guys. I think things are starting to turn. Although if it's gonna get weirder or not, I don't know. But she's been at this for say about a year and a half. I'm in
You're
like
still save a hoe.
well, not in teenagers. I mean, sometimes they'll go like 3 or 4 or 5 years before they finally figure it out. But I think it's because teenagers are so bullheaded and they'll keep it going. You know, she's 28. She turns 29 in September. The energy level's not got to be waning a bit on that one.
To be fair, I was dysphoric for the better part of like 14 years.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of really intense reasons why that was.
Look like I'm wearing a yarmulke. Hold on. Yeah. There we go.
That's the thing. True biological dysphoria is very rare. It's usually connected to something that the person's been put through.
Like I said, this is probably better termed, body dysmorphia than gender dysphoria. Yeah. Because I think it's one thing. Because the other gal, Ryan Barnes, she was trans for a while. Luckily, she did not do anything surgical, but she did go into testosterone. Her voice is lower than mine, and that bugs her. She's trying to raise money to get the surgery, at least get it back to a female range. But she passed rather well for a male. So far, but it's like give it for a year. And another one, Elle Palmer, she was like 5 years, and she had the beard and everything. She still got the muscle, but she's still dealing with body hair. Her voice is pretty much trashed.
This is part of why I'm glad I grew up when I did. And as broke as I did, because I had no options looking at this shit. Because I hated it enough. I probably would have.
Yeah.
And I have enough medical issues.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be here if I put myself through that shit.
Now, Indy's got enough medical issues, both, allergies, anxiety disorders, because she is terrified of needles and doctors and stuff. That's keeping her out of doing stuff too. She can talk a big game, but the second she starts going to the office, And plus, also, apparently, I'm getting the vibe that the chronic drug, the constant pot smoking, is also saying we can't do anything for you until you quit the pot. Because they're not going to.
Whether you think it should be legal or benign, or whether you think it's mostly benign or all that, which there's a discussion. It is. Even most people who are advocating for it will admit that it actually does change the brain chemistry when you use it in large amounts or when you're so young.
Oh yeah, and she's constantly got that bong next to her. In fact, that night she was reading the that boyfriend application I submitted. I went back and did a proper reaction breakdown. The bong hit she took on that thing. It was like a good 10 seconds. It's like, holy fuck, this is a Cheech and Chong movie about to happen.
Let's talk about my brother freaking smoking a bowl and then eating a stupid gummy that was 100 megs.
Oy.
Because he didn't pay attention when he was warned the gummy is really strong and it's a high rating.
Yeah.
So basically the equivalent of smoking like 7 bowls in one shot.
Yeah, that's when you pass, you don't see God, you pass God. It's like, hey. There was one guy just when they had to start watching the edibles, because normally it's like you got a cookie, and they got the dose so high on those the THC and everything else. Is like, you're supposed to just take a little piece of it. Who takes a piece of a cookie? He ate the entire cookie and then totally psychotic and killed his family.
Did you Well, the thing is, if you have a negative reaction to CBD, THC, and you take a large concentration, it really has a negative reaction to you. Well, it's not common. There are people who are really sensitive to that shit.
Yeah. I generally have no reaction. It doesn't do anything for me.
the gummies I got for my CBD last time I was in the mountains are around 50 megs. And they're specially designed for anxiety, sleep, and tremors tics. They work.
Oh, yeah.
10 megs of that thing clears my tics up and knocks me out more than 25 of the others.
Yeah.
I kind of took one of those gummies tonight. I mean, took one.
So it's good that you're even coherent right now.
Something like that.
It might actually be helping.
But did you ever see the video of when Sweet Anita tried marijuana?
No, I didn't see that one, but
she made the mistakes that she said at the beginning she had to be careful of with edibles. Nope, no response after a while. I'm just gonna eat some more. Ended up at one point where she's sitting there theorizing stuff, shoving food in her mouth, and then trying to figure out who ate her pie. As she was talking about later, going, I really didn't have any tics during that time, but I ate almost everything in my house.
Kevin Smith's got a real good routine about when he started going to the pot thing. He's old enough. He's great. I mean, the experience of him trying to take a shit. That one was a bit of thing. It's like it feels so ropey and something. It's like I have to look back. It's like maybe that long. It's just one little turn. It took forever to do it. And they'd also ordered like a couple $1,000s of food from 7-Eleven. It's like, what the hell? It's like, you better dial that back some.
Literally, the whole point is you don't shop hungry. Yeah, this should tell every stoner out there you don't shop stoned, because what makes you hungry as freaking hell?
Yeah, a couple
when
$1,000
you're stoned, you're gonna buy anything in sight that looks edible.
I don't know if anybody seen the video that Kevin Smith did when he got out of his intense therapy thing, when he had a little existential crisis and gone through stuff that he went, and then they analyzing what the traumas he went through that got him in the situation he was. Going back to, he's like 6, and somebody tried doing something with him and a female friend of his that set up something. And then later on in the 4th grade, he got a couple of cracks about his weight that turned him into, then all this stuff resulted in him. One, the 6-year-old, some kid tried to direct him. He became a director. Said no one's going to tell him what to do ever again. And then
you need to end this damn stream. We need to have some fun.
Okay. But yeah, the Kevin Smith thing's like, that was a big eye opener. Okay, I think I'm getting a window here. What goes on here? Twisted the mind can get sometimes. And one of the things he also was like when he was hitting this pot, and it was keeping his own personal demons at bay. He wasn't dumping him, but he'd toke up and he'd take on the world. In his line of work, he'd be stoned off his mind and get twice as much work done. But
Iron, you want to come in here and hang out with me and Bob? Bob, you want to end the stream so we don't have to talk to all your freaking stalkers?
Yeah, I think we're gonna. Well, no, I haven't seen any stalkers
right now.
Yeah, most we have is like there's one guy who's one of Mindy's major donors actually, and is very pissed at her.
By the way, to the stalkers, can you guys please watch more of my videos? It might put me back in the algorithm from being shadow banned.
Yes, engagement is engagement. They don't care if you like us, hate us, or whatever.
I mean, I know you guys used to hate watch everything from beginning to end because you get the weirdest clips of shit. Can you do that again? Because I need the views. I need the hours because it gives me money. And it helps me get subs.
Yeah. I mean, granted, I did kind of sick Indy's lawyer and this bunch of stuff. You need to get these people away from. They're going to get her in trouble. Okay. And they've been very quiet since then. So apparently I had an effect. So, again, putting her in contact with putting me in contact with her lawyer is probably the worst mistake she could have made. Because now I suddenly can talk to an adult in this situation. Someone
Blah,
who's
blah, blah, blah. End the fucking stream.
All right, we'll talk at you later.
A sound soul dwells within a sound mind and a sound body.